Hey everyone, I hope you're taking it easy and your day has been great thus far. For this video we'll be going through an unboxing of the 1-144 Volpanova, and this is the quad bike version, and this, like many other quote-unquote Nova kits, is from 30-minute missions, and this was released by Bandai this year being 2023. So this just arrived to me from HobbyLink Japan. So I'll have a link to the Volpanova in the description, as well as a wider range of the 30-minute missions range as well. So here we have the front of the box for the Volpanova, sporting a very nice olive green and I dare say black secondary color motif. Very interesting looking, and it looks like it will have some type of transformation gimmick. So main Volpanova here with its armaments. And then here, we seem to have some different versions, so I dare say that's the quad bike. There's the, I assume, normal mode, and yeah, I'd say it's half and half, so hybrid? Interesting. So that is the front. In terms of the bottom of the box, just a few quick pointers about some of the articulation within the kit. So we do have the normal mode, which does look very cool. The head looks a little oversized, but I'm sure you can customize that. Change into 3 forms by combining some parts. So mode number 1, mode number 2, which indeed is a hybrid mode. So it looks like it's the more of the bottom of the quad bike with the top of the normal mode. The bazooka, as we've seen already. And then lastly there's the vehicle mode, which I dare say is your proper quad bike mode. That does look really cool. And then lastly just some customized options, and it looks like we have the Volpanova, the Seal Nova, and the Revanova. That does look very interesting. Have parts everywhere. Very nice. Top of the box, just another shot of the normal mode, front and rear, followed by a front and rear of the vehicle mode. That actually does look pretty cool. No doubt that this will be some level of parts former, but I'm okay with that. So, inside the box, what do we have? We have 4 bags of runners and a manual at the bottom, which seems to be getting slightly bigger. So I'll do the usual, then we can have a better look at what's included. And with everything now out of the box, so here we have a much larger manual. So we do have information about the Volpanova and the quad bike component of it, which is very nice. A nice blurb about the story, which I would definitely recommend if you do pick up one of these kits. Definitely have a read in your own time. Another shot of the kit itself, or at least the CGI model, and the brief overview of the Bailon forces. Very nice. So that's the front. Okay, it's going to be one of those manuals. So some of the customization that can be done with this kit, which is cool. I'm definitely glad they always include a page of that. And then I think that's pretty much it in terms of promotional content. Parts list, a few runners to have a look at, which we'll go through in a moment. And then the actual build, which I won't spend too much time on. The build is fairly stock standard, but definitely different from the previous Bailon Forces kits as well, given that we're now looking at a number of different items. So obviously the manual will go through some of the various mode changes and things like that. It is a little bit of a parts former, but that's okay. And then finishing up on the vehicle mode. Very cool. So that is that, and now that I have an idea of what this is, so this is the consolidated instructions for putting everything together. So it's pretty much just taking everything and pretty much saying, if you're going to build it, this is pretty much the truncated version of the build process. So nice little statement up here. Use these instructions if you have experience using the assembling these kits. Otherwise, you can obviously use the more expanded version. Very cool that this is included. So that is the manual. No stickers, which is cool. So we'll get straight into the runners. Now, there's a few of them. Let's see if I can do this without making a huge mess. Okay, so let's start with A1 in that nice olive green, I guess. So we have that. We actually have a few A runners, so there's actually 4 A runners included with this particular set. We have A2, still in that olive green. We have A3, which I think is a bit of a copy of A1. Still that same green. And then lastly we have A4. So 4 of those runners in total. We have a single B in graphite, I guess. I feel this is the universal runner, but something feels different about it. So that's the B runner. We have 2 Cs, starting with C1 in the usual graphite type color. So weapons and some different little accessories and things like that. So there's your wheels. And in fact, looking at C2 in the corner of my eye, C2 is, how can I do this? So C2 is a copy of that component of C1 with some extra unique pieces there. So we do have a little bit of overlap, but that's not too bad. So C1 and C2 in that graphite type black. We have D1 in translucent green for that nice clear piece, which will be for the head. We have this interesting JA5, which is in that graphite, and I think it's for some joints. I'm not too sure. I did see them referenced within the manual, but I will admit it was a very quick run through. So we'll get one of those. And then lastly, which seems to be a stock standard, we do get a small set of PC7 polycaps in grey. So that brings us to the end of the unboxing of the 1-144 Volpanova quad bike version. Very interesting. I think it's quite cool that it's basically a 3-in-1, and if you like the look of all 3, you probably want to get 3 of them. Which I guess, once I've built it, I'll see if I actually do want any more, if I'm happy with just the one, but it's nice that there's playability with it, on top of the customizations that the line offers, so it looks very cool, and I do like the color scheme on it. The olive green is starting to warm up to me. Thank you very much for watching this unboxing video. Feel free to leave a like or comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the content. All of this does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. Extra content can also be found on my Instagram account, link to that below, as well as the link to this particular Volpanova set at Hobbylink Japan, as well as the wider range of 30-minute missions kits as well. With that being said, stay safe and take care, and I will catch you all in a future video. See ya.